Welcome to the Pearls of Wisdom podcast, brought to you by Southern Jewelry News and Jewelry Store Marketers. Hello everyone, this is Guy with Jewelry Store Marketers, and this is another amazing episode of the Pearls of Wisdom Jewelry Podcast. My lovely co-host Elisa Dillon is not here with me, but I do have a very popular, well-known, amazing guest. Oh yes, we got John Carter of Jack Lewis Jewelers. Oh, it is. You are impressive, and thank you so much for joining us here. How's everything been?
Thanks for building me up, giving me a bigger head than I already have. I appreciate it.
There you go.
Life is good, man. Everything is going great. We got our brand new store just opened a couple months ago, and it's exciting times here at Jack Lewis.
Fantastic. I was looking at your website, looking at the YouTube and everything, and wow, this is a gorgeous store.
Yeah, thank you.
How long? Tell us about it. How long did it take to build and so forth?
From groundbreaking to unlocking the front door for the first time, a little bit more than a year. So I'd say about 13 months. And as anybody that's ever done this before could probably testify to, then you really spend probably the next 6 months waiting for furniture and for just some of those little boxes to get checked. And we're getting there. I'd say almost everything has been delivered. We have an outdoor entertainment area, so I'm waiting on some patio furniture and things like that. But other than that, it's about a year, but it's a long time coming. I mean, it really takes a lifetime to build up to a project like that. And then when you start the real estate search and everything, I'd say all in, it was probably 3.5 to 4 years.
Wow. So could you tell us about your last location and what was the factor that made you think, okay, we need a new home for Jack Lewis?
Well, we had just outgrown the old space, right? I mean, we'd been there for 31 years. And I think when we had moved in, I was working at Jack Lewis in high school in those days, or college. I guess I was in college when we moved there. Yeah, I started at Jack Lewis when I was in high school, and we moved to that location in 94. So I would have been in college then. And I think at that time we probably had 8 or 9 employees, and we had just grown so much that we had built up to a point where we had 15, 16 employees. And you just outgrew the space. I mean, the analogy I always use is like we were like a potted plant that had outgrown the pot. And there's nothing wrong with the old pot. It had been great, and it got us to that growth. But it was just time to get to that next level. Sure. We'd done the best we could with that space. But as retail had evolved and technologies had changed, it was just time. And it was really exciting to be able to do that.
Right. It is a big endeavor and probably very stressful. Could be scary.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and there might be some jewelry store owners that were in your same position before, where they were in the same space. They were a potted plant that should be repotted, but they're not sure if they should do it. And it is big, scary, long process. And what would be the biggest benefits, would you say? I mean, aside from having just an amazing, beautiful store, look at this, wow. What are the benefits that you think that somebody should consider in building a new store like you did?
Well, I mean, for me, it had been the business itself just required it for space, and we were able to, we went from, I think, 130 linear feet of case space to almost 400 linear feet, and so the opportunity was there to bring in more product. We consider where I live, people are used to really traveling for luxury, meaning if you want to go buy a luxury handbag or something like that, you got to get on an airplane, you got to go to Las Vegas, or you have to go to New York or Chicago or someplace like that. Where I'm at, really people are used to driving for that. And so what we feel like we are particularly lucky to do is we're considering this place to be local luxury. Right. So it allows my clients locally not to have to drive for this luxurious retail experience. And it encourages people from our neighboring communities up to maybe 150 to 200 miles away to drive here, because we feel like it's worth that journey. Right. But so the added benefit to that, guy, is that it makes it, we had been worthwhile as a regional destination for a long time. It has been worth it for our clients to make that journey to our store. Right. And now it will make it more enticing for more people to be willing to make that journey. I've had such a great team for such a long time. Right. And I feel like now, my clients would walk through the door and they'd have such a positive experience with my staff. And now for the first time, I feel like our building matches the experience that the team gives you. And I think sometimes
Right.
it's the other way around. People build this new store and then they feel like that. But you got to really start with the team first and have your team healthy and built, because that really is the foundation of what gets people to drive. And that's where you end up with 1,500 5-star Google reviews instead of, 7.
Right, right. And that's a very good point, having a great team when you get into this, because I guess what could happen if you don't have a good solid team, solid foundation, is that while you're, pay you obviously this endeavor like this will take a lot of your time, but if you don't have a solid team that can keep the business growing, keep the customers happy,
Yep.
could be a bad situation, obviously. And
Yeah.
that's amazing that you have some great people, and probably a testament to your management and your values.
Yeah, I
So
think so. I think you're a marketer, so you understand. I mean, the biggest mistake that a company can make is to promote yourself one way and then deliver a different experience when the client is
absolutely,
in your store.
yeah,
If you, for instance, if you promote yourself as the cheapest jewelry store, the least expensive uh, store, and you come in and your prices don't reflect that, people aren't coming back. You get them one
right,
time. And so for
exactly,
us, we're really the store that's about emotion and meaning, and we understand what our store means to our community, and we're so honored to be a part of that in people's lives. But you can't just say that. Your team has to really truly believe that, because clients are not stupid. They
right.
can see, they can spot a message that's false.
Absolutely. Now, if anyone's listening to this, the audio recording on one of the podcast platforms, thank you. But I would encourage you to go to the jacklewisjewelers.com or their YouTube or social media. Check out this store. This is an absolutely gorgeous store, and I love how your store, there's so many things tied into it. The pattern that's on the wall, you could see
Thank
throughout the
you.
website.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a really beautiful store. How long did it take you to decide on this design?
On that lattice work, you're asking,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Well,
the
just
store design.
the whole store itself is just absolutely gorgeous.
Well, I mean, it's like, I think any good building project starts with a great architect. And
Yeah.
I have a friend locally who I just talked to, over drinks
Yep.
occasionally over the last few years. Like, hey, if I build a new store, are you interested? He said, absolutely. And so when we got to kicking the tires on whether or not I was going to do this, I sat down. He came to my office. This was about probably 4 years ago. And he sat down in my office and he said, okay, let's look at some buildings that inspire you. Tell me
Hmm.
about what it is that you like. And I told him, I said, look, I have always been a Frank Lloyd Wright fan.
Oh
I
yeah.
love Frank Lloyd Wright. I mean, I'm from
Yeah.
the Midwest. I've always loved his work, and it's not, you don't have to drive very far to see beautiful Frank Lloyd Wright homes and buildings. And so I've always loved that. I love mid-century modern as a design, but I also
Hmm.
do love modern architecture. And
Right.
so he was able to. I remember, and then as I was showing him buildings that I liked, he just looked at me. There was this moment, and he said, "Thank you for wanting to build something like that here."
Oh,
And
nice.
it was like, it was a powerful moment, I think, for an architect, because I think he got a glimpse into, I didn't want to build something average. I wanted to build something that was exceptional.
Right.
And you fast forward a few years, and then I don't know, maybe 7, 8 months ago, he and I are standing down in the showroom. It's not too far away from where I'm at now. And he has hard hat on. He's looking around, and I said, "Hey, Kyle, what percentage of the time do you get to actually stand in the building that you've created?" And I think I'll never forget. He said to me, he said, I'm way worse than a baseball player. He said, I'm not even batting, 300%. And he said, a lot of times what we're doing is we're redesigning a kitchen or a
Right.
home. And
Hmm.
it's not a building of this size. So it was
Sure.
really an exceptional experience. So to answer your question, it was through great guidance, through a great architect. We started with the exterior renderings and then evolved. I had a great jewelry store designer, and then my architect had a fantastic interior designer. And the collaboration between the three of them and myself and Missy, who's my uh, general manager and my business partner here at Jack Lewis, I think just the collaboration between all of us and picking out, we were instrumental and involved in picking out every finish and every pattern,
Sure.
and it really just so harmonious. There's so little standing in it now that I would have
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah. I think it's one of the most beautiful jewelry stores that I've seen.
Thank you.
This is absolutely gorgeous, and congratulations on
Thank you.
you did and everybody did an amazing job. But I know this probably took a lot of work, but you've been involved with, obviously creating your new store, but you've been involved with so many things, AGS,
Mm.
and just your local community and even down to again check out the Jack your YouTube channel, the Jack
Mm.
Lewis Jewelers Jewelry County. You do the Carter Cast,
Yep.
um, and you get into so much. And how do you handle all you are quite the passionate human being to put all this stuff together.
I mean, you have to surround yourself. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I said that I've collected mentors as if they were baseball cards.
Ah,
And you have to surround yourself with people that you can be inspired by and learn from,
right.
that push you and challenge you. Yes, people are the worst thing that you can have in your life. But I'm able to focus on bigger picture stuff, whether it be in my community or in my industry as a whole. And I have been very active in the American Gem Society. Thank you for mentioning that. Shout out to AGS. It's been a huge
Yeah,
part of my growth and development, and the friends that I've made there has just been amazing. And then, of course,
yeah,
GIA and everything else
yeah.
that you do within your trade. Um, but surrounding yourself with those people, and then also that applies to my team here at the store, having people that I know that can capably run the business, so I can take time to go do those things, from Missy to everybody, every individual sales associate, and my guys in the shop and everything else. I just know if I'm gone, because there was a time where I was probably traveling a week to 10 days every month.
Right,
And I could be away and know that my business was being run properly into the vision that I had seen for it, and maybe even better than my vision.
right,
And then also, it's really important. Somebody said to me when I was young, they said the most important decision you can make in life is who you choose as a spouse. And so just having a partner and my wife, Ketty, that supports me, and that doesn't begrudge me the opportunity, understands what these trips and these involvements that take me away from home sometimes over
right.
the years, while not always easy on her as a stay at home mom, understands how important that's been to my
Sure,
personal growth as a man. And then also as
exactly.
a business owner, and what I've been able to do with that, and just the difference in it. We had a party, I think, that was kind of unique to celebrate the opening of the new store. Guy, it was about 2 weeks
Yeah.
after we had opened, where we invited just industry people. So it was
Hmm.
just jewelry industry people. We were closed to the public. I had about 90 people that came from all over the country, from California to New York. I think we even had two that flew in from overseas. And
Wow.
it was just our jewelry friends. And, one of the things I had said in my speech that night was, you all came to help us celebrate this new building, but the joke's on you. We're here to celebrate you, because this building wouldn't exist without those mentors and friends that were in the room that really helped to inspire us to get us to that point. And that was really just a very special night to acknowledge, it really does take all of us lifting each other up and inspiring and challenging along the way. Otherwise, you can't achieve things like this.
Absolutely. And I have to say, I really admire that philosophy. And, um, you know, not only are you all of the things that you just said and what you live by and how you treat people and your staff and your vendors and so forth, that really shows what kind of a leader you are. And
Thank you.
you have the values that people want to follow, and so they'll that's you just exude the leadership, the type of leadership that they want to follow. uh Man, I'm
Thank
right
you.
behind you.
Well, look, I've got my days. I think my team would probably tell you I could probably be cranky and ungrateful at times, like anybody else can. But I'm
Yeah,
always blown away at who's come into my life at what time, and sometimes when they needed me, sometimes when I needed them. But the acknowledgement that there's always both, and two sides to the same coin. And again, we can all lift each other up and inspire each other to do big things. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my team and everybody who got me to that point.
yes, absolutely. And I do have to say, shout out to all the amazing spouses out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned your wife, and I have to say, My wife is amazing as well, and again, she supports me with late nights and travel and more. And I could not have achieved whatever I've achieved if she wasn't the supportive person that she is. She's not that cheerleader like rah rah, you go, but without the you know, she doesn't question a lot of things. We talk things through, so it's great. And I I understand.
It's so
Having
true,
an amazing wife.
and just in traveling, like before I met her, it was in some pretty unhealthy relationships, and part of that, what why they were unhealthy is you couldn't even be out of town without being made to feel guilty, and she's never.
Exactly.
It's not even just in what she does or doesn't say, but it's the feeling that you get or how put out they are. She's just very supportive and always understands. And again, she's got her moments too, just like all of us.
Of
And
course.
you definitely push the limits, and it gets questioned. But
Of
for the
course.
most part, she's understood what it's taken us to get here, and I think that
Yeah.
she should be very proud of what we've built together too.
Absolutely. And I think that just, every relationship is 50-50. If both parties have to give something to the relationship and work at it. And I could see the philosophy that you believe in, and you could feel it with how you run things, how you treat everyone, because you could just
Hmm.
feel how it is. And so congratulations on doing that. And why is it? How did you come about this, great philosophy of living, kind of respectfully? It seems like the golden rule: treat others as you would have them treat you. Where does this come from? Your parents, or how's
Absolutely,
this?
yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, it's I'm very fortunate. I'm the youngest of six kids, and I have a very close family. And at age 50, I'm lucky enough to have both parents still living, still in the house that I grew up in. My dad's
that's
92,
great.
and my mom's 90 this year.
Wow.
And everything in my family, my mom had taught me when I was young that, and they lived this, right? Uh, they serve God, then they serve each other, and then they serve their children. And to me, that has always been the right formula, and then your business and everything else
Sure.
that comes, which your business becomes like your children,
Yeah, yeah.
because you're kind of responsible for everybody else. But I think having a strong foundation of serving something higher than yourself is definitely what comes first. And again, I fall short of that often, and need constant reminder. And I don't think I'm as faithful of a person spiritually as I could be. But it's just, again, having people in your life that call you out when you're not, or tell you when you're wrong. It just makes all the difference in my life. But it definitely, to your point, uh, started in my family, and in my out of when you have five siblings, it's pretty common anymore. I see it all the time in my business with people that come in that are divided over the inheritance of stuff.
Mm,
It's pretty uncommon to have five siblings and have everybody be as close and mutually love each other and respect each other in the way that I do. So the foundation, just even in my childhood, it really set this up, and instills a lot of those values that I try to carry into business.
right, right. Amazing, amazing. And I think everyone can hear just how you explain things, how humble you are. Like you say, everybody has their moments, you work to be a good person, do the right things, but sometimes things happen, things get in the way, and you don't have the best day. But like you said, other people kind of help you also.
Yeah,
And I think when you provide that support and help to others, they want to give it back to you as well. And so that's something, you don't learn this in school. You don't learn, you can't well, you can kind of inherit it again, but you can't learn this in school. This is some deep stuff that thank God you had great parents, and fantastic they're still around.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
that's great. Congratulations on everything. I feel like your new store, which is absolutely gorgeous. You got to check this thing out. Amazing. I feel like
You need to come. You
it's
need to come visit.
I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah,
But
direct flights
yeah,
from Atlanta.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. How far are you from Chicago?
2 hours. 2 hours,
2 hours.
basically door to door, with obviously no traffic, which in Chicago is
Yeah,
rare.
definitely. I definitely gonna let you know when I come through. I
Yeah,
have to
please.
see this thing in person.
Yeah, I'd love to
Anybody
show you.
listening, that yeah, take a look at his website. You can see an amazing video of the store and so forth. But
Well, and
um,
that you mentioned that guy. One of the things that was most useful to me, and I would make this offer for your listeners, that one of the things that was so useful to me in the planning of my store was to go visit other stores that had just built new
right,
stores.
right,
And I've already, in the 2 months we've been opened, had, obviously our party was an influx of a lot of people, but I've had probably half a dozen to 10 people, other jewelry store owners in the meantime, that have just come, and they come spend a couple hours and they take pictures and we talk about the process and what I learned and because what that taught me when I went to visit other stores was not just what they did right, but it's like, what would you change? What didn't you like?
right.
What didn't I like about their stores? What don't you like about my store? Things like that. Those are
Yeah,
really valuable
sure.
conversations. Uh, the people that opened up 3, 4, 5 hours of their time for me just to come see their store. Some of them didn't even know me
Right.
ahead of time, but then you get friends out of it that way, and you learn a little bit
Sure.
more about your store and your
Mm-hmm.
processes, and you quiz them and you learn things from them, and
Yeah.
so it's a really valuable thing to just go visit other people who have done maybe what you're talking about doing. Maybe it's a remodel.
Yeah.
Maybe it's from us. It was a empty field on up to beautiful showroom with 23-foot ceilings.
Yeah, wow, amazing. Well, John, congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
I mean, the beautiful store is kind of seems like a small manifestation of how you live and treat your life. But I'm
Oh, well, that's
sure
nice.
if if it if it really was a true manifestation, this thing would be even massive, times 10 the size. But
I don't know. My ego's big enough, guy. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know if we have enough room for any more podcast guests on this show.
Exactly. See, at least she didn't need to be here. This is plenty. you and I,
Yeah,
you and I have plenty big egos.
there you go. Well, congratulations on everything. Congratulations on sharing, your expertise, your
Yeah.
friendship, and more, and even continue to give in the local community charities and whatnot, and doing so much. Man, I grow up, I want to be John Carter.
Man, thanks for caring what I have to say. I mean, you've paid me the compliment now of being on your podcast 2 times. I
It was
hope we
my
get to do it
pleasure.
again.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, absolutely. Look forward to it. So, anybody listening, make sure you give Jack Lewis Jewelers and John Carter tons of love. Gotta go check out their website, their YouTube, social medias, and all. Give like, follow, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure you also check out the Pearls of Wisdom podcast. We put John and amazing guests like this on for people to learn and not just learn about his expertise, but man, the philosophies, the values that you really share. I mean, it really is inspirational, and thank you so much for joining us here.
Thanks for doing what you do, man. Keep it up. You got a great show, and you're doing good things. We appreciate you.
Thanks, John. Thanks, everyone. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
Hi, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Pearls of Wisdom Jewelry Podcast. For more information about the show, please visit southernjewelrynews.com/podcast, brought to you by Southern Jewelry News and Jewelry Store Marketers. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you can catch the next show. See you then.